Coach, how many good quarters do you think?
We had 3 really good defensive quarters and probably 2 good offensive quarters. So I'll take the 3 good defensive quarters because we didn't let them make a run to make it close at the end because we kept getting stops. You know, I didn't love the last maybe 3 minutes offensively, but I thought we brought, they had their run in the first half where they outworked us on the glass and pushed our offense out and disrupted. And I thought we turned around. We became the aggressive team again after halftime.
Shakira, it seemed like sometimes she was maybe a little bit uncomfortable, but she also kind of seemed to get going a little bit. Like, what did you see from her, and how did you feel like she was moving out there?
I guess I didn't maybe notice her looking uncomfortable. I thought she was moving pretty well. It was a game where I thought she gave us great bursts when we needed it in terms of getting on the offensive glass and getting to the line, cleaning up some loose plays. And, I think we'll see an improvement from her going forward on those plays where she kind of catches it in a crowd of people and has to make a decision. I thought she made some good ones and some ones where she probably had an opportunity to make one more pass. But the more she's in those situations, the better she's going to get.
And then I just want to ask you about Goggles Slim and kind of the weekend she's had overall, really. What do you think has been so effective for her this weekend in particular? Getting her scoring up and all the things that come with that.
She said yesterday the goggles were going to help her. She thought she could see the hoop better. Well, I think, she shot the ball pretty well from the perimeter for the most part through the season. I think she's back to finishing at the rim the way we expect and the way we know she can. And, just settling, I think I don't know, sometimes when maybe, I don't want to speak for her, but sometimes when you're new and you feel like you got to make an impression on the group, you try to do everything. And I think she's just letting the game come to her a little bit more. She's being aggressive when the opportunities are there. And then she's just, moving the ball and making plays for her teammates when that's the right play. So I think everybody can see now what she brings to the table.
Coach, the flow of the game seemed kind of quirky at times. Who do you think from the team, especially in this game, perhaps was maybe that steadying force at whether you guys were running up the floor or Chicago's the one being able to get rebounds and kind of slow the game down a little bit more? Who do you think was the one that was able to keep that pace for your team?
Well, it was a good collective mentality from the group. I didn't sense, panic in anybody. Tosh and Ariel talking about our transition defense when that went a little sideways. Elena's a steadying presence offensively because we can, get organized, get her a touch, and know that she's going to draw attention. No, I think we're showing a little bit of maturity as a group that when a team makes a run, we can handle it and we can pull ourselves out of it faster.
And then for Elena, she's able to get 20 points doing a lot of that work at the free throw line. Some of the shooting numbers have been kind of for the team a little inconsistent. Are you worried at all about maybe the past couple games for Elena that being a factor?
Not really. No. I mean, I think she'll make shots. She's shoot almost 50, 40, 90 again so far this year. And she had a couple leaners in threw one in kind of over her head and then had a couple leaners that she usually makes. We've asked a lot of her to start the season and she's handled it great. So no, Elena's shooting is way far down my list of concerns, always at all times.
Coach, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
All right, good to see you. Couple for you today. You got a team like the Sky Championship pedigree, team like the Mystic Championship pedigree. Can you just tell me how was the game planning and planning against a coach like James Wade? James Wade team, I should say.
Yes, I mean I think in some ways helpful for me that I had the Chicago scout for a lot of years, so I'm used to trying to figure out James's teams. But no, he knows the way he wants his teams to play. They do a great job with misdirection to get you off balance, and then have players that can bring it down the lane. You saw it a few times in the second half where we broke down and they were at the rim. But James and I were pretty friendly when he was an assistant, and I was really happy to see him do so well as a head coach. And obviously, like you said, he's a championship coach, and there's no picnic going against him.
You talk about Elena on the basketball side of it, but intangible wise, what type of luxury does she bring for stuff that doesn't show up in the box score?
We've mentioned before over the years that I think her defense is a little underrated at times, and sometimes that's her length and blocking shots. But on a night like tonight, I thought she did a fantastic job talking her teammates through coverages, because depending on who she was guarding and who they were guarding, she was able to mix it up on the fly. And that's an area where she's really taken a leap, is just how she perceives the whole game defensively, how she can connect with her teammates and talk through it. She uses her voice in a really good way. So, I would say that part of that is, unless you're really paying attention, some of that stuff is easy to miss.
And then last one, in this business is really not the finals, it's finals, but you just talk about Bradley Beal's
No,
support
I'm talking
women's basketball in the Mystics just in general, the whole.
Brad's been great. He's been great to me. I mean, I think his rookie year I think we came in at the end of his rookie season. And so Brad's always just been a really good person in support of our team. And, we feel the love from that whole side of the building.
Appreciate you.
Yep.
Coach, you guys started off the first half great, started off the second half great, really crisp ATOs and really good play, felt like that gave you guys a spark to win. What went into those good first, second half?
I think, again, our defense setting the tone and letting us get out on the break a little bit. We were sharp. We've spent, as you can imagine, a lot of practice time the last few weeks trying to work better on our execution. So I think we're getting into stuff sharper. Our screening angles have gotten better. Again, I don't know if anybody cares about screening angles, but I care about screening angles. And I think that's been helpful. But I mean, today it helped that we got to line. I thought we were aggressive and under control at the same time. And that's a hard combination sometimes. Sometimes you're aggressive and reckless, or you're too passive. And I thought we got in the paint on balance, poised, made the right pass when it was there, and then we, went up through contact strong when we had to.
And was a time in that second quarter, they pressed you, just kind of went fast at the first shot. I noticed on a couple of possessions, Lee actually kind of grabbed the ball and held it for a second and slowed down the offense, and she got through there. I know you've probably answered a lot of questions about her scoring, but just in that regard, in terms of within the flow of the offense and her just moving the ball well, how's she affected this?
I mean, she's an experienced, confident player, even though she's a rookie here. She's played a lot of basketball and a lot of high level basketball. And she's smart. I mean, she's smart, she's strong. She doesn't mind taking the ball and taking a big shot. And she has got a great brain for the game. So she's not going to get rattled by a little pressure or somebody trying to be physical with her. She can definitely mix it up when she has to.
You talk about pregame by trying to find consistency. How big was it to have the starting lineup back together, and what did you see from that group as a whole?
Yeah, it was good. Obviously the defense with that group is pretty good a lot of the time. And, the other thing it does, it just gives us depth when you have everybody there, and you can bring Mung off the bench and Shatori off the bench and Maisha and Tiana. It gives you a lot of options, and you can mix the group. So, when you have Slim and Tosh, you can play them together. You can split them and have them take turns at the point. So, I mean, it's a great way to start the game, and we started each half well tonight.
Like, especially in the first half, having the two ball handlers was helpful. You talked pregame about wanting to swing the ball, but both sides of the court, and you did that in the first half, especially, and that helped creating freedom. How big was that for just getting all that?
It was good, especially once Chicago decided, they started picking us up full court. Dana Evans was picking us up, and having that be able to just swing it and have somebody else bring it up is a nice luxury. And probably when we lost our way there in the second quarter, we kind of forgot about that. We were putting all the pressure on Tosh or Slim or whoever it was to bring the ball up 1-on-1 94 feet. We don't have to do that. I think what I liked the most from these two games was that we came into each game with the right mentality, and that we were aggressive from the jump. And we've taken the other team's runs and tried to cut them as short as we can, and got right back on the front foot. Good stretches of offense. I think our defense has been pretty consistently good. And on your home court, if you can defend and you can get enough offense off your defense, you got a great chance to win every night.
Any other in-person questions?
Hey, Coach.
Hey.
I apologize if you've already spoken about this. The ball movement today in the last 2+ games looks like it's been really good. Seeing that extra pass find up the players quickly. I'm sure it's been a concerted effort for that. What did you like about it? How are you hoping to keep that moving forward?
It's definitely better. I thought tonight, at times Chicago did a good job of not giving us easy passes, some of their switching and some of their denials, but I thought we did a good job playing through all that. And we know when the ball touches both sides of the floor and we can get a paint touch, it makes for easier passing lanes than having to go around the perimeter all night.
I think that's it then, Coach. Thank you.
Thanks.
Kira, how's the knee feeling and how do you feel like you were moving out there, after leaving the other night's game a little early?
I didn't have any pain, no tightness, so I feel good.
It's just ongoing tendonitis, I think they said. Is that what's up with it?
But yep,
Tall girl problem.
yep, possibly grown, who knows?
It's growing pains.
Yeah.
Elena, for you, I wanted to ask you a little bit about Slim and, what you've seen from her this weekend and also just, how you two have been able to kind of work off each other and be so effective as a pair.
She's been great. After the Indy game, we talked, especially to the guards, about needing them to attack and being threats, because it just opens up the rest of the floor. So we had a practice where we kind of worked on that, and she's really doing that, getting downhill, making sure she's getting on her lines and attacking with her angles. She's just so athletic and skilled that she can do that and put so much pressure on other teams. And then defensively, she's going to get her steals, run outs, all that. But she's been huge for us.
And for you, Eric was just in here talking about how your defense has improved so much and you're giving you lots of props for calling our coverages tonight. and things
Thank you.
like
E.
that. I know you worked on that.
Mhm.
How do you go about getting better at that end? Is it just reps? Is it working with folks like Toya, or how do you do
Yeah, I mean, it's both reps. It's a lot of film, kind of just studying their plays and especially what my player's doing. And then Toya is super helpful when I come out and sub out. A lot of times I'm asking her certain things like, hey, I kind of helped here, but what should I do there? Toya's one of the greatest defenders to ever play the game. So we're lucky to have her to kind of give us those tips.
Elena, I just want to ask you about playing with Lee Mong, kind of what's her value that she's been able to show you guys with the rest of the weeks.
She's been so good for us. She's physical on defense. She's such a pain for people to go against her because she just gets in them. You can tell she frustrates people. And then offensively, with her quick trigger, she's impossible to guard and really opens the floor for us. And then she also just makes really good IQ plays and knows the game so well. She cuts at the right time. She makes the right pass. She keeps the offense flowing. So we're going to miss her being gone for a little bit.
I was going to ask, Friday, she was able to get the dog of the night
Yeah.
award for the team. How has she kind of integrated with the group? I know many of you are familiar with playing with people overseas, not from US nationality, but how
Yeah.
has she been able to kind of?
She's jumped right
Yeah.
in, and she
She
might
fit
talk.
right in.
Yeah, she might talk more than most of us.
Yeah, she
She's
always got something to say.
Yeah. She's speaking a lot more English and trying out different words. She definitely understands us
Yeah.
when we're talking, and now she's starting to speak a lot more. So we love Mung. I'm so glad she's on this team. I'm so glad our lives have crossed, and Mung is such a real one.
And then Shakira, I want to ask you, this was physical game, especially in the beginning, lots of fouls being called.
Mm.
For you as a big and player that likes to get physical at times, do you like playing physical? Obviously you're battling the knee situation right now, but are these the type of games that you like to be in?
Yeah, I mean, I love physical games as long as we're allowed to play. Definitely got some chippies you gotta be able to finish through with contact, but yeah, I'd rather aggressive game than come out being soft. So
And then first for you, ask Coach about your intangibles. We know you can score, but I think your defense is severely underrated. Can you talk about that side of the ball?
Defense wins games. We've got a great team who plays great defense night in and night out. So I know that can be a consistent thing that I do every single game. Some nights shots aren't going to fall. Some days you might feel off, but you can always talk through schemes, be there for the guards, help one another, rebound. All those things are the controllables, and that's how you win games, is always controlling the controllables.
I know season 9 free throws by the end of the first quarter.
Yeah.
How important is that? As well as.
It's really nice to know that, like, if I'm gonna attack and get hit during a shot, that free throws will come after. It's tough, the games that it's not coming, because it's like, should I shoot this shot? Because if I get hit and miss, like, it's kind of a bad shot. So it was nice to know the game was being called that way. It made me feel like I could attack more. So yeah.
And for Shakira, can you just tell me, what does it mean having a player like T Cloud, Elena Delle in your second year, continue to motivate you, inspire you, and know that they have your back?
Yeah, I mean, nobody gets, I mean, not nobody, but a lot of people don't get the opportunity to be around great vets. So I really just take advantage of, being around like a community that, really just wants the best for you, and, just staying on top and always just motivating and encouraging and just teaching me stuff. So, and I soak it all in, and they know that I'm willing to, so.
And then last year, I can remember asking you two at the podium about nicknames. And now the young kids in Ward 8 loving Shakira, her, Unicorn, Goat. How is that
Shakira
cool to have,
her.
the
I need that shirt. Get that for your grandma.
I'm like the young girls are like kind of gravitating towards your presence here.
Yeah. No, I mean, I love it. I went to the grocery store yesterday. I probably took like 10 pictures. Like they I love the community, and it's great knowing that young girls are, being inspired, because I mean, I wasn't really around this type of atmosphere. So to be able to be an idol for some people, it's great.
Appreciate you.
Both of you guys, last week. You talked about the offense being a little stagnant. It didn't feel stagnant. In fact, sometimes felt like good rush things. Like, how has the offense kind of changed in the past week?
It's looking a lot better. I think the biggest thing is people attacking at the point of a screen. It's making the defense have to be stretched out a little bit more. It seems like we're starting to find that groove. We're starting to get used to, the different groups we're in with, and starting to read each other and, play the next side. So it's great to see. And even, if shots aren't falling, things like that, if we can get to the rim and attack, it keeps pressure on teams, and we know the rest will come.
And Shakira, Coach Eric mentioned that, you've had those moments where you're getting into a group of people and being able to pass out and make those plays, and getting in there and, kind of getting lost in the shuffle. What has that been like for you in terms of developing that skill?
Yeah, I mean, that's something I've worked on the past couple months, because I was actually drawing a lot more attention and having to make those reads. But I think right now it's just about adjusting and just translating it to now, because I know I have the ability to pass, to make those passes and make the right reads and help the team, but just about cleaning it up right now.
So I'm not sure if you're aware, but Bradley illustrated to the Phoenix Suns today.
Oh.
What is your perspective on sharing the city with him, what he's meant? I know he's been very supportive of his team and his group. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Didn't know that. Was playing a game.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, I love Brad. He's a great guy. I obviously wish him all the best. He's been great for this city. And I'll certainly stay in touch with him.
And for you guys, in terms of like 20 turnovers created today, you talked about like a lot of the intangibles about wanting to play defense. It seems like you guys are very fluid in terms of switching screens and communicating. What goes into building that kind of trust on the defense?
I think it's the talking, the communicating, that's huge. If you can hear the person behind you talking to you and letting you know a screen's coming, or letting you know I'm in help side, I'm here, you have that trust to do the scheme and do it to the best of your abilities. So I think the more we can communicate, be loud, be there at the point of screens, it makes things a lot easier. You're not like looking over your shoulder trying to figure out what's going on behind you.
Playing it too. Big convincing wins at home this weekend. I guess just kind of big picture. What are your thoughts on where this team is right now? And I guess how doesn't have to fight this.
Yeah. I mean, obviously happy. You got to protect home court. That's huge. We also are aware that we played a very injured Phoenix, and Chicago is trying to figure out their identity as well. So it's always huge to get these wins, protect home court, but knowing that we still need to improve very much. Take our off day tomorrow, come back, refocus. We've got a really big week on the road.
What's the dog of the night?
Slim.
Mm-hmm.
Mung gave about a 20-minute speech.
Yeah, she loves talking.
And then gave the hard hat away.
Yep.
Good question with Slim. To have her eye, she got hope, is push. She just keeps getting, rather than AI, like, you just talking
Yeah.
about toughness.
I mean, some of her falls, I'm like, I don't know how she even got back up.
And she had one that looked like she was a knee kind of.
Yeah, and then she like did like a flip, she stood up
Yeah.
and she's good to go. Like, wow, that would be nice to.
Yeah, can't do that. We'll be
A
done.
little bigger, we'll be done. I'm like, I'm on the ground, I'm looking for Kira, like, help
Help
me
me.
up. But yeah, she's just, it's like, she is fearless, she doesn't care if she gets hit, knocked around, that's the way she plays the game, just with so much intensity, and just always ready for the next play somehow. Yeah, we kept
Yeah.
yelling at her, like, Slim, goggles, like, she kept leaving them up, like, you can't get that eye hit again. So we're trying to help her out with that.
Mhm.
Elena, you mentioned that you all are going on the road next 2 games. What is it gonna take for you all to, speak the road games, obviously, continue to build on your record, do all 7 points.
I think a lot of what we saw tonight with our defense, knowing that that's what we gotta bring every single night, making it really difficult for other teams. And then continuing to attack and move the ball and make sure our offense continues to flow off of our great defense.
Shakira, you obviously walked in with your dad today. How special was that for you?
My daddy won't hear, I'm sorry.
Nope.
They lied. No, he won't. They posted the video from the first game. And I don't know why they did that, because everybody's been thrown off looking for my daddy. I had to call him and tell him he mad. He's like, I didn't know they was gonna be looking for me. I would have came. I'm like, you should have been here anyway. But
That is funny.
yeah, sorry, he won't hear, but he made sure to call me and give me a little game pep talk. So thank you.
Any other in-person questions? And then I think that's it. Thank you both.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you.